continuation of the PVM Essentials video. Um, Good thing I haven't gone over pocket slots, but pocket slots, they can help you boost your DPS and PVM quite a bit. Range, I use Scrimshaw Cruelty or my Grim. Melee, I use Scrimshaw Vampirism or my Grim. Magic, Scrimshaw Elements or my Grim. Or I will use God books. God books are another good thing that you could use. They all have their different abilities. Some of them better than others, but in particular, I think Arma book is fairly good. The Bandos book is pretty good. Ancient book, Sarah book, Zami book, they're all pretty good. Each one does something different, but like Scrimshaw of Cruelty, it definitely will boost your range DPS. Grimoire will definitely boost DPS as well. It bumps your max hit from 12k to 15k, and increases your crit chance by 12%. All combat styles, but it's very expensive to get and very expensive to use. I use it on like the higher tier PVMs, or when I'm trying to boost my like personal record and stuff like that. So. Uh, Let's see here. Another thing here. Definitely, there's niche items like Nightmare Gauntlets for range. They're going to let you snipe on the run and increase snipes accuracy. Definitely recommended if you range a lot. These new Fleeting Boots, they let you rapid fire on the run. Definitely recommend them. Ranging, I would recommend a dual wield over two hand. Two hand's going to hit harder. The dual wield's going to hit faster, and not only faster, but it will also let you use Brack Bolts. Brack Bolts, if you enchant them and tip them with different gems, say Hydrix, Onyx, Diamond, and Ruby, and I think that's about Hydrix, Onyx, damage. Yeah, that sounds about right. But Onyxes are going to heal you. Hydrix is going to give you adrenaline back. Diamond is going to also give you, let you hit harder. And Rubies are going to hit huge hits. They'll also sacrifice a little bit of your life, but you're going to hit huge hits. So I definitely recommend those. Dual wielding them with melee, you can bladed dive. That's a really good ability that'll help keep you alive. I would recommend getting double surge too, and using the shield switch. No matter what combat style you're using, I'd recommend a shield switch because the defensive abilities will also keep you alive. Longer laceration boots for melee, really good to have. They'll let you bladed dive with a two-hand weapon. Definitely recommend those. Ring of Vigor. It's a little bit of underestimated item, but I bring Ring of Death and Ring of Vigor and switch. Every time I'm on ult, I switch to Ring of Vigor ult because it's going to leave me with 10% of adrenaline, and then I adren pot on top of that, switch back to Ring of Death and do my DPS rotation. But pretty much every boss that you're going to go to, the main mechanic that you're going to really be focusing on is ult, get back into thresholds as fast as possible, do as many thresholds as you can before your ultimate runs out, and then repeat. And just keep doing that. And there's obviously going to be defensives and mechanics in there, here and there, but that's pretty much how I do all my bossing is put out as much DPS as I can, and also do the mechanics, follow the mechanics, so you kind of don't get killed. You do that, you're pretty safe. That's probably it. Also, I guess capes. Don't forget capes. I'll go over capes, I guess, too. The best cape is a Tokar Cowls, or Tohar Cowls, or whatever. Anyways, I would recommend getting all those in each combat style. Um, they will definitely boost your DPS as well. I already said the Ring of Death. Also the armor. Obviously, the better armor you have, the better everything's going to be. But the elite, like say you're talking about range, elite Serenic's going to be obviously your end goal, but it's very expensive, and really unless you're like soloing like really hard bosses like Ambassador or Raksha or something like Telos, like really, you don't need the highest tier. People have, I mean, there's videos of people killing Telos at 4,000 in rage with 0 armor. So the armor isn't super important, but I would always recommend having the best that you can afford and stuff. But don't just go blow your bank on it. Pernix is totally fine for ranging. Serenic, totally fine. Elite Serenic, obviously, like I said, in-game goal, but you don't have to have that. That's not going to make the difference between you getting a kill or not. Following the mechanics and knowing how to DPS is going to be way more important than having the best of everything. Obviously, Blight Bounds would be better than Ascensions, but like I said, you don't. They're not. That's not the thing that's going to make or break the kill. Uh, Maybe in like Solak, maybe I would say so. Solak is pretty bad, but I think you'd still be able to get by with this current setup at Solak. I would wear this like almost anywhere. Uh, Obviously melee, I would go. I got Trim Masterwork. That is really OP. If you like melee, I would definitely go for Trim Masterwork. Kopeshes are good. Dragors are good. ZGS, Mage, Inquisitor Staff if it's melee based target, or SOS or a Nox staff. All good. Seismic Wand, good. Virtus is good. Magic armor. If you can wear Tectonic, it's really expensive. Or Elite Tectonic, like I said though. Telos and Virtus a lot of times. Once you get into the higher ranges, you're gonna want Tectonic or even the Raids armor, Acto. But in the lower end ranges, you can get by with Virtus. Rax, like I said, you can get by with any of these armors. Not everybody has got Salisky, but if you're hybrid, Salisky's a good choice to hybrid. The Refined Animacore Salisky, but it's pretty pricey. But there's all kinds of hybrid armor too. Pretty much the abilities and knowing how to use them and your rotation. And some of these things that I've shown in this little couple short videos here are going to be the things that are going to get you the best kills. Also, another thing is having a really good shield too. No matter what style you're in, have the best shield that you can. There's two different shields too. There's the spirit shields, and then there's the regular shields. For melee, I would use a malevolent, very cheap. I think they're only like 4 or 5 mil unless they've gone up, or a divine shield. If you're in a place where you know you're gonna get a lot of damage no matter what you do, use a spirit shield because it's gonna soak a lot of that damage up at the cost of prayer. So they're both good options, but probably 9 times out of 10, maybe even more, I use just a regular shield. But every now and then you can use that spirit shield to help you stay alive a little bit too. Definitely not a bad thing to have a spirit shield. But shields and switches like that, Planet Feet switches. A lot of times at Magic, I'll have my Planet Feet switch. That's just a staff that I have the perk Planet Feet on. I'll switch to that. I'll use my ultimate, which is Sunshine, and Planet Feet is going to make that last. I forget how much longer, but it's quite a bit longer. And then I'll switch back to my main staff, and then I'll get at least a whole nother like couple thresholds off because of the planet feet. So what that means is you're going to get a lot more DPS, and that's pretty much about what bossing is all about. Especially the higher tier bossing, kind of why we made this video, because the advanced combat tutorial video, you wanna learn how to get as much DPS as you can off all the time, because the faster you kill something, the less you got to use defensive, the less food you're going to eat, less supplies you're going to eat, the more money you're going to make, the better your life's going to be. So that's about it. I'll go over a couple other things, and maybe I'll make a couple videos too of a couple bosses and stuff, so you can I can kind of go over like implementing some of these tactics. But as far as PVM essentials, that's about it, man.